Hi everybody, my name is Brianna C, and I'm a third-year medical student. So that means I'm in my third of 4 years studying to be a doctor. And I have been tutoring for many years, almost 10 years, on a variety of subjects. And I really love tutoring, especially science topics. So today, I'm here to help you get ready for 5th grade science. And we're going to be talking about the amazing topic of how the human body works, how all of the different organs and all of the different parts of your body work together to help keep your body healthy and functioning well. So to start, we're going to need to define some words. So organs are body parts with important jobs. So they are things like your heart, that's an organ that pumps blood. Your lungs, that's an organ that helps you breathe. Your stomach, that's an organ that helps you digest food. So these are all body parts that do different important jobs. And those are broken down into organ systems. Organ system is a group of organs that work together to do a job. So we're going to talk about a few different organ systems today that are important to how the body functions. So these all have big words or big names associated with them. So we're going to spend some time on the vocab. So the first organ system is the cardiovascular system. And the word cardiovascular, it means relating to the heart and relating to the blood vessels. So cardio means heart and vascular means relating to the blood vessels. So what this organ system is exactly that. It is the heart. And it is blood vessels. And there are 2 types of blood vessels. So the way this works is you have your heart. Your heart is in the middle of your body, and it pumps out blood to all of the organs. All of the organs use that blood, and then it goes back to the heart to pump again. The blood vessels, their job is to carry blood. And there are 2 types of blood vessels. So the way it works is there are arteries. Arteries start with an A because they take blood away from the heart. So they take blood out from the heart to the body. And then there are veins. Veins start with the V because they take blood to visit the heart. That means they're bringing the blood back. So what happens is my heart is full of blood. My heart pumps the blood through the arteries, and the blood gives those organs everything that they need. all of the oxygen that I got from the lungs. And then my heart relaxes and it lets all of that blood come back in from the veins. The veins dump all of that blood back in. So the next body system that's important to talk about is the respiratory system. And respiration is a big word for breathing. So that's what the respiratory system is. The respiratory system is your lungs, which are used for breathing. And not only does it include your lungs, but it includes your windpipe in your throat right here. And that windpipe has a fancy word called the trachea. So the trachea is the scientific or the doctor word for the windpipe. So it's made up of the lungs and made up of the trachea. And then the trachea break into little branches. And those little branches are called bronchi. And as they get smaller, bronchioles. So all of these they're big tubes for passing air that get smaller. So you have one windpipe. It splits. There are two bronchi for the two lungs on the two sides. And on each side, then, there are a bunch of little bronchioles. They're little branches off of the bronchi. And they just go to different parts of the lungs. These two systems, cardiovascular and respiratory, they are best friends. So I have my heart right in the middle of my body. And then I have two lungs right on either side. These guys are all best friends. They're really good at sharing. So let's say here's my body. I have the heart and the lungs right in the middle of the body. The heart, its job is to take blood and use that blood to give oxygen to the whole body. The heart gets all of that oxygen from the lungs. So the blood will go in a cycle. It will go from the heart to the body. Back to the heart. From back in the heart, it goes to the lungs. And then it goes back to the heart. And then back to the body. And then back to the heart. And then back to the lungs. And then back to the heart again and back to the body. Every time the blood goes to the lungs, it gets oxygen, because that's the point of breathing, getting oxygen. Every time it goes to the body, it gives oxygen. Oxygen is what the body needs to function. So it's going to give oxygen to all of your other organs, all of your other things that are important for your body to function. So let's look at another organ system. So these two are best friends, but there are a lot of other helpers that help your body function. So another one that helps your body function is the digestive system. So the digestive system, what that deals with is digesting your food. It breaks down your food. So this is made up of a whole lot of parts. So what happens is you eat, and the food passes through the entire digestive system. So it starts in your mouth, and the first step of digesting is you chew, and you have saliva to start to break down the food. From your mouth, that food goes to the esophagus. What the esophagus is a big, long tube that your mouth falls through. So if this is a person, my mouth is all the way up here, and my stomach is all the way down here. So I have to use that big long tube, that esophagus. When I swallow the food, it goes down my throat, through the esophagus, and into the stomach. So the stomach is the next place where food goes. And the stomach digests food. The stomach has stomach acid. That helps break down food. And the stomach has churning movements. So you might feel your stomach rumbling or churning if you're hungry. Those rumbling and churning movements, they help digest. From your stomach, that food moves to the small intestine. The small intestine is thinner than the large intestine. It's really round and it's all curled up in your belly. It loops back and forth a whole bunch of times. And what happens in the small intestine is all of the food has just been digested in the stomach. And after all of the food has been digested in the stomach, the small intestine has the job of taking the nutrients out. It uses those nutrients. It takes them out so it can send them to your body. And after the small intestine, the food goes to the large intestine. The large intestine is thicker than the small intestine. That's why it's called large, but it's not as long. And in the large intestine, we take the water out and we make the waste. And the waste is just the poop. That's what's left over after you've taken all of the nutrients out of the food. That's the waste from the digestive system. So the digestive system is basically everything from the time I eat the food to the time I use all of it up. And I pass it out as waste. So you put the food in the mouth, you chew it, and you have saliva to start to digest it. The esophagus, that's just a tube. It just passes food from mouth to stomach. In the stomach, there's stomach acid. And the food gets churned. It gets moved around like a big mechanical mixer. And that helps digest the food. Now that it's all broken down, it goes to the small intestine. When it goes to the small intestine, I take those key nutrients out. And my body is able to use all of the protein, all of the sugar, all of the fats, everything that's in the food, all of the vitamins and minerals. And when it's done with them, it passes them to the large intestine. And the large intestine takes up all the extra water that's in the food. so the body can hold on to water, and it pushes out everything that's waste. And that's the end of the digestive system. So the next system we're going to talk about are two more best friends. So the two best friends are the muscular system, which, guess what? That's all the muscles in the body. And the skeletal system. So on Halloween, if someone's a skeleton, they're made of all bones. So guess what? The skeletal system is all of the bones in the body. So I have a bunch of bones in the skeletal system. The main role of all of those bones in the skeletal system is support. They make the body strong. I can hold up my weight on my legs. I can sit up straight, and all of the bones in my back, the vertebrae, support me. There are bones in my cheeks here that hold my eyes and my ears and everything in place. But a bone can't move. It's just a straight, little hard thing. It's like a wood board. So what moves it? The muscles help the bones move. So I have a bone here in my finger. I have a bone here in my finger. I have a bone here in my finger. So this bone is going to stay as one bone, but I can move this bone in relation to this bone, in relation to this bone. I can move the whole hand. I can't move this bone in my arm, but I can move my arm up and down. I can move it side to side. I can put this bone in a different position. And that's the role of the muscles. So what those muscles do is they pull on the bones and they move the bones. So that's why on Halloween you see a skeleton walking, he's all stiff, because he doesn't have muscles. He doesn't have the same amount of movement when he has just bones. They're all hard and straight, so they need muscles to pull on them, to move them. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is the nervous system. So being nervous, being scared is a feeling. So the nervous system, it helps you think and it helps you feel. So the nervous system, the most important part of that is the brain. So everything up here, all of the thinking, all of the hopefully listening to me and knowing what I'm saying, all of the hopefully remembering it, that's in your brain. The nervous system is also feeling, like I feel happy, I feel sad, I feel scared. But it's also feeling things. It's feeling that this coffee here is hot. It's feeling that the wind is blowing if I go outside. I can close my eyes and I can know that my hand is up in the air. I can feel where that is. Or I can feel if I touch my face. So it's all of the feeling with your body. It's all of the senses. It's seeing. It's hearing. It's smelling. It's tasting. It's feeling. So anything that you can sense, that's the nervous system. So the most important part of that is the brain. The brain is the center. It's the boss. Coming down from the brain, there's a spinal cord. The spinal cord is a big, long thread that runs down your whole back. It's in between all of the bones in your back. And what that does is it sends little things called nerves. And those little things called nerves that go to the entire body. And they give the entire body feeling. When I put my hand on this and it's hot, that's a nerve telling me that's hot. So the other thing that the nervous system has to do, it feels something. It feels this is hot. It feels I should take my hand away. So it also tells everyone what to do. So it tells the muscle to move the bone, to take the hand away. If I see something, if I see, say, a bee over there, it tells the muscles to stay still so it doesn't sting me. If I see someone coming when I'm driving my car, it tells me to turn the wheel. So it tells my muscles, physically do this to the steering wheel, because you have to respond to something that you see. So it feels things, or it senses things with your 5 senses. It thinks about what all of the things from those 5 senses mean. And then once it thinks about what all of those things from the 5 senses mean, it tells the body what to do. So I smell something really good. It's a chocolate cake. I think about that. I like chocolate cake. I'm hungry. So it tells my muscles in my hand to move, to eat the chocolate cake. Tells everybody else what to do. So that's the order of the steps for the nervous system. It feels, or it senses, it uses the senses to pick something up. Then it thinks, it makes sense of what happened there. What did the sense do? And then it responds. This is what my 5 senses noticed, and this is what I should do. It responds by telling everybody else what to do. So those are your important organ systems. So we have our best friends, cardiovascular and respiratory system. The cardiovascular pumps the blood, and it needs the respiratory to give the oxygen to that blood, because the whole body needs that blood to work. There's the digestive system. The digestive system is a big team. We go from the mouth, where we chew, to the esophagus, a big tube that helps carry it down to the stomach to digest, to the small intestine, where we take the nutrients out, and then the large intestine, where we get rid of the waste. And then we have the muscular and the skeletal system that work together, but only if the nervous system tells it properly what to do. Only if the nervous system sees something, or hears something, or uses the senses, thinks about what it means, and then tells the muscles what to do with the bones. So guys, thanks for listening to the Get Ready for 5th grade. I hope you had a lot of fun learning about the organ systems. If you want to learn more cool science facts, more about the body, about animal bodies and how they work, about how plants work, about really anything, check out the rest of the Get Ready For series. We have lots more science. We have English, we have math. And ask your mom and dad to help you. Come online and sign up for tutoring. Come meet with me. Come meet with another tutor. Come learn whatever you want to do. Spend your summer getting ready and learning as much as you can so you have an amazing 5th grade year. I hope to catch some of you guys in tutoring, and if not, have an awesome 5th grade. It's a super fun grade, and best of luck.